You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. And Shadow, thank you so much for your Patreon request. You have brought us something for the Nightwish army down the rabbit hole. And this is Poet in the Pendulum from Dark Passion Play. And this is Annette singing. Here we go.
This is the studio version of Poet and the Pendulum. We have heard this before with Floor.
Yes.
This is the first time we'll be listening to it with Annette. If you're excited to hear another of the vocalists of Nightwish come down the rabbit hole, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness and to hear all three beautiful voices of Nightwish.
We love them all, and thank you so much, Shadow, for giving us this version. I'm actually very intrigued to hear how Annette performs this one. Here we go. Yeah. It's been a while, hasn't it?
I love the whispers.
This song is so good.
It is.
I can see why Annette's studio albums with Nightwish perform so damn well.
Yes, this is an amazing version.
Energy.
Energy in this.
And just like the studio version compared to the live version, you can hear a little tiny bit more little things that they add. And just being able to now close our eyes and experience this because, A, we've heard this before. There's no lyrics on the screen. so we can fully and take this in. We're going to try to actually just fully take this in more, and I just wanted to get a little bit of stuff out before taking the rest of the 10 minutes and like really going with this, because we know some of the things that you want to just have this running all the way through.
Oh yeah, this is phenomenal. I'm loving this version with Annette. Like, and the way, as you were saying, with the energy, just the way it all connects together is just it's like a beautiful melody, but there's so much.
There's so much going on, but holy crap, this is so good. And we've only heard this once on the channel so far, so this is great to have a second go. Here we go.
I love the choir that they have with her in the background. Yeah. I thought they had her voice layered on top of each other, but there's like a whole choir with it.
That's incredible. I thought it was just layered and that's a whole choir.
Yeah, I think it's a choir.
Wow. It works well. This song.
Forgot how good this song is.
Oh, it's like one of their best songs. And
Oh my gosh.
how does he compose stuff like this? His influences just shine so much, like with Disney, Mozart, everyone. That one's a crazy experience, especially knowing it too. It's like seeing a movie that you get to kind of experience it almost sometimes a little better, because then you can hone on the stuff that you already know, and then you can focus on the other parts that you wish you saw the first time a bit more. And now that we knew a bit more of the background, because there's that time where like that 3-minute countdown, if you remember, where that 3-minute countdown comes, then the scythe comes after, and then all that. And I remember the experience of us listening to this live, and then all the comments that came in to explain all the pieces of the song because of how long and how much parts happened. And at the end, when it's like the actual conversation that he had with his mom, about how he's turned cold, and like how he's got to turn around after stuff that's happened. And I'm forgetting that even Marco's sings in this one, because Annette was slaying it the whole time. And then Marco, when that switch happens, like, oh man, I started losing
I
it.
was like, oh my god, Marco, yes.
The fingers came
and
out.
It was such an amazing contrast seeing Marco and
They're so good together.
The two of them together, and
they're
their
phenomenal.
voices are phenomenal.
Yeah, I love it.
And then like there were times when Annette was singing that it almost sounded like there was a growl in the background.
Yeah, it almost did. Yeah.
So like having that gave it that little bit of that almost
Edge.
a harder feel, like that edge to it.
Yeah.
That and like the emotion behind the story that goes along with this came out beautifully in every single part that was played, because it was like played in chapter books.
It was a chapter. Yeah, it was a whole story, wasn't it?
It was a whole story going through this and listening to it.
Yeah.
And like with it being the studio version, it wasn't live. There were no lyrics on the screen.
Yeah.
It allowed me, for myself, to be able to like close my eyes and hone in on all the different aspects.
Yes.
And there was like a brass section that came in.
Yeah.
And it was
so powerful.
It was so powerful. I think there was like the French horns were going off, and they were just so low as it was going, that dun dun.
Puts you in a different space, doesn't it?
Puts you in such a different space.
Yeah.
And so like how it kept, just spiraling and going.
It felt like Fantasia was happening.
It was very
Fantasia
like.
Yeah.
Very Fantasia
Wasn't it?
like. It was amazing.
Because it's a play, like Dark Passion play. Like you can understand why it fits so well with this album. Yeah. And like I would love to listen to this album start to finish to see if there's like that full feel with it, because I know this is a full song in its entirety.
And Tuomas is definitely a storyteller with his music. This is something that we know about him, is he is literally playing out his life as a Dark Passion play.
Yeah.
Not just throughout this album, but also throughout his whole life with Nightwish.
Oh, of course.
So
it's crazy because the two members, Marco and Annette, they're not even on this, shirt for them, and it just shows how far Nightwish can change and move, and what mind frame he was in at this time. How they don't even do this live anymore, and we saw the last performance of it live when we listened to it live. They don't even do this live anymore because of the content of what it's talking about.
Yeah, and it's like he's moved past that, right?
Yeah, he's moved past
there's a growth to it, and that's something that I love about Nightwish, is the music with Nightwish is alive.
It sure is.
So
it is as alive as it gets.
Exactly.
Because it's Tuomas' heart.
It is. It's his heart entirely. Yeah. And so here, being able to experience this as what it is, a full experience, and getting into it, being able to be fully mentally in it, you get that his heart is beating throughout every chapter of this song.
Yeah.
And it is phenomenal.
And he's such an ocean soul, and you can just feel the waves in this song, and like how it ends, and like find your shore and land, and
the way it was ending for me, the way that it was landing when you found that shore, it was that slow ascension, like you're waking up from a dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Slowly stepping out of that fog, stepping out of the water.
Like, whoa, I was there.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you get to places sometimes when either you're lying or avoiding or whatever, sometimes just random circumstances that are outside of your control, you can be so lost where you're like, how am I here now? Like, wow, I gotta find that new shore, right? And better start going, find out where that love is from, and like the mom was saying at the end, just like feel my love, and like that's all you need to feel sometimes, and just to move on is just know like you are loved, so keep going, man. Like it's worth it. And what a good lesson. And Annette, I know Shadow wanted us to make sure y'all know it was Annette and how well she performed here, and hell yeah, Shadow. So we had a great time with this. I hope you guys had a good time with us too, Nightwish Army Chronicans. We are heading out of the rabbit hole now, folks.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for experiencing this with Annette, with us. It was phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Shadow. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Special shout out to all of our patrons and YouTube members. We appreciate all of your support.
You know what they say about dark passion play? You went right into it.